First one, class is called as comments. In the Python, we are going to write some comments. So let us take this one. This is called as a cell. In the Jupyter notebook, this is called as a cell. And this cell is in the code format. Now, in this code format, if you write like this is comment. You have written some kind of English. Now, if you execute this one, okay, you are executing. For executing, I'm going to click on the run button. And I have executed this particular cell. Immediately, it is going to throw an error because it is not as per the Python syntax. So it is going to throw an error. This is not actually the code. It is my nodes. So whatever the nodes you want to have, you have to keep as a hash like this. Whenever you have kept a hash, automatically it will be considered as a comment. No error will be displayed. After hash, whatever you want, you write. Full stop, the comma, a question mark, at the rate of, whatever you want. There is no upper limit, lower limit. After hash, whatever you write is a comment only. Sir, after hash, if I keep the space, no problem. Once hash is there, means after hash, anything. Number if you start also, alphabet if you start also, special character you start also, whatever if you start also, it is considered as a comment only. After hash, anything is a comment. Okay. So this is with respect to called as comment. Someone is simultaneously attending online in this class. Okay, if you're attending, miss, see the video and close the audio. If the offline students, if you are not able to see the screen. Okay, last bench, can you see the screen? Are you facing any difficulty? Now, I have zoomed now. Still the same issue. If the issue is same, miss, I will call that person to rectify. If you are able to see, miss, I will continue. Not able to see. Yeah, online students you can see, but offline students, I'm asking last bench offline students, that too last bench. Front benches are okay, but last bench only, right? Just give me a minute. Is there any person outside? Just a minute. Online students, just hold on for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. Now, let us get into this one, which is called as comment, right? Now, in the cell, I'm writing this one. 2 lines is there. This is the line number 1. This is line number 2. So line number 1, where I'm going to consider this one as a hash. After the hash, I'm writing this is a comment. So when I'm executing this particular cell, when I'm going to click on the run button for this particular cell, first it will start from here. It will see, okay, hash is there. After hash, anything is there. Ignore. Simply it will ignore. Python will simply ignore and it will come to the next line. Immediately it will come to the next line. And it will see here what is the first letter, second letter. Like this, it is going to move. Okay. And if it is as per the syntax, it is going to execute. So here the comments, whatever the comments are there, just we can write the comments in the particular code only directly. So within the code only. So whether you are going to use Jupyter Notebook or non-Jupyter Notebook also, hash and writing the comment is going to be the common. So, sir, what is the use of these comments? For example, you are writing something. Some code you have written. And for what purpose you are writing the code on that particular time, you can remember. But after some time, you are forgetting. So for that reason, we are writing the comment. Okay. To recollect. For recollecting yourself only, you are going to write the comment. Sir, I don't want to recollect anything. So I'm okay. I know everything. What I'm writing, I know everything. Then no need to write the comments. Choice is yours. It is not mandatory that we have to write the comment. There is no mandatory. Means it is not rule. So why we are going to write generally the comments? Means to recollect ourselves. For what purpose we have written this one? What is the reason I have written something to recollect ourselves? We are writing the comments. Right? So comments is taken as by taking the hash. Now, this comment after the code also you can keep. Once you written the code, after the code also you can write the comments. The same comment can be kept at the end also, right? At the starting, like this. Sir, if I write like this, let us assume this is also here. Now in this line, once a hash is there, so from here to here, it has to consider as a comment. And this one has to be considered as a code, means it will not consider like that. The line will be ignored. The line, since whenever you have written the hash, after the hash, whatever is there in that particular line, everything will be ignored. So after the hash, whatever is there inside this line, everything will be ignored. Once hash is written, after hash, whatever you have written in that particular line, everything will be ignored, right? So here, whenever you want like this, you have to take in the next line. That is not a comment, means you have to bring the code into the next line. This is one way of writing the comments. Next one is, for example, here, you have taken like this. See, print srk, print ds, that is data science. Now you are having 2 lines of code like this. Now here, whatever the code you are writing, now this one, it is going to consider both. First, it will come to first line. It will come to the first line and the print srk. So srk will be printed. Print ds. So ds will be printed. So like this, I'm going to get the output srk and ds. Now, if you have written this one comment, sir, after the comment, print code is there now, but still it will not understand. Once you have written the hash, means it is considered as a comment. No code will be considered after the hash. None of the code will be considered after the hash. Simply it will consider as comment only. It will ignore that line. Okay. Similarly, multi-line comments. If you are having multi-line, means hash, 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 you have to write for each comment. You have to write hash, hash, hash like this. Instead of that, directly you can write triple inverted commas open and triple inverted commas close. Now this is also considered as a comment. Okay. Either you can write like this or this one. Anything is okay. If you write like this also okay. If you write like this also okay. Multi-line comments are taken based on the triple inverted commas open and triple inverted commas close. Open and close. So this inverted commas, I have to use only one single inverted comma or double like this. Which one? In Python, there is no difference. Whether you use that one or this one, no difference will be there. Not only in comment, never. In the entire Python, there is no difference between this one and this one. Okay. So everywhere, wherever this, you can use either this one or you can use like this one. Choice is yours. There will be no difference. But here you have to use three inverted commas open, 3 inverted commas close, or 3 double inverted commas open, 3 double inverted commas close. This one or this one is considered as a comment. Multi-line comment is given by 3 inverted commas open and 3 inverted commas close is a multi-line comment. Right? So now in this cell, if you observe, here I have written total 7 lines of code is there, but out of which first 5 lines is considered as a comment. This will be ignored by the Python. Only this line will be executed. It is going to select only this line and this line will be printed. It is going to ignore the remaining part. Whatever you have written inside that, it will be ignored. Is that clear? So multi-line comment can be taken with respect to based on the 3 inverted commas open and 3 inverted commas close. And a single line comment means hash. And particularly in the Jupyter notebook, if you want to keep any heading, you have to change this one to markdown and you have to write the hash. And if you write means it is considered as a heading. No headings I don't require means just notes means like this, simple notes. Okay. Within the code, if you want means hash. Without the code, without the hash miss, then only in the Jupyter notebook it is possible. This markdown facility is only available in the Jupyter notebook, not in others. Right? Is that clear? That is with respect to called as comments. Now, second, let us start with respect to called as variables. Now, variables. Now, what is meant by variables? Now, let me explain with this very simple example. Now, with this example, you will get the fundamentals should be very strong. Always remember when we want to learn something means the fundamentals has to be very strong. Now, there is a person called as SRK. The person is SRK. Okay. Now, this SRK, this person is staying in a house. Okay. This is called as house. Okay. If this house is having some name, house is having some name, house is having some address. And a house is also having type. What is the type of house? Whether it is apartment or independent house or a duplex or with respect to whatever it is. So that house is nothing but building. Let us take like this building. The SRK is staying in a building. Whether it is a commercial building, whether it is an independent building, whatever it is, he is staying in a building. For that building, the building name is there. For that building address is there. The type of the building also is there. For example, as of now, we are staying in the Naresh IT building. Now, what is the type building? This is one of the building. Okay. What is the name of the building? Manjira Mall, something. All right. Now, next, what is the address you are having with respect to Amirpet? Type of the building is, it is a commercial building. In this, no one is going to stay. It is not with respect to apartment. It is a commercial type of building. And in this, SRK is there. And within this, there are different types of rooms also available. Types of rooms also available. Okay. Now, the same thing, I am going to save this one. Similar kind. This is a normal one. The same thing I'm going to explain in the programming. There is a value, some value. Value is either 10, 20 or SRK name or whatever it is. Your Gmail password, Gmail ID, your house address, whatever it is. Some value, something which you want to store. If you don't want to store, means no need of this discussion. If you want to store, now for that storing purpose, we require a object. This building, whatever the building is there, that same thing is called as object in the programming language. Object, what is the meaning of object? Means which stores the value, which stores the information is called as an object. Okay. This object is going to have some kind of name. For this object, we are going to have the name. Similarly, this object is going to have the address. Some address will be there. Similarly, this object is also having type. Type is nothing but here it is called as data type. Based on the value. For example, in this class, I am having assume 20 students are there. According to that, we are going to sit in a classroom where 20 students is capacity is there. Now, in this class, the capacity is actually, this room capacity is 50 students. If 50 students are there or 55 students are there, this room is very nice. But in today's class, we are almost having 80 students in offline. So many of you have adjusted yourself by sitting in the last or that. This room is not actually designed for that. Similarly, there is one more room is there where 250 students can sit. There is one more room is there, 400 students is there. Now, tell me, for example, your requirement is to cut the vegetable. To cut the vegetable is your requirement. For cutting the vegetable, you are having different types of knives. Basing starting with the blade to a mutton knife, which is used to cut the mutton. Generally, mutton shop people will use, right? That type of knife is there. From the basic blade to this one. Now, which one you are going to select? For cutting your vegetables, which one you are going to select? Or for example, you are going to sharpen your pencils. Means you want to cut the pencils. For that, in that case, you are going to use the blade. If you want to cut the vegetables, you are going to use the knife. If you want to cut the mutton, means you are going to select that according to that. So as per your requirements, you have to select that one. Similarly, here also we are having multiple data types, and as per the requirements, we have to select. It is not every time fixed one. As per our requirements, we have to select. How we are having here the same building name and address and type, here also we are having. The building, every building will look as same. In every classroom will be same. One independent house is there. Independent house will be different way. And duplex house will have internal steps, and the structure is different. Apartment structure is different. Group house, the difference is there. GVK mall will be different. Commercial building, GVK mall, everyone knows it is a commercial building. Now Manjira mall, it is also a commercial building. Both the same buildings? No, right? So difference is there. That same way here also we are having the different data types. So as per our requirements, we have to select the building, or as per our requirements, we have to choose. For example, you want to run an institute, means you have to select this type of building. You can't go to the GVK mall and you can't start the Naresh IT there. Though Banjara Hills people are coming, we can't start, right? Right? As per the requirements, we have to select. Now the same way, the entire things will be the same. As per the requirements, we have to select the data type, and we are going to store. The data type is nothing but object. Okay, one data type will have the shape like this. One data type will have the shape like this, something like this. Assume. Example. Now here, different objects are there for storing the different values. As per your requirements, you are going to select that one. Finally, what is meant by object? Basically, the first question is object. What is meant by object? Which stores the information. Whichever the things you want to store, that one you are going to save. I don't want to save that information, sir. No need to create object. No need. Don't create. For example, sir, I want to print 20. I don't want to save the 20. Just I want to print the 20. Just write print 20. In this case, what happens? 20 will be printed, but it will not save. Whereas if you write A is equal to 20, this 20 will be saved in the object called as A. There will be an object called as A object inside with 20, and the name of this object is A. Now in this case, it is getting saved. In this case, it is just printing. That is the difference between these two. Is that clear, guys? So here, the variables are also called as containers or objects. Everything is same. Variables, containers, objects, everything one and only same. Finally, they are going to store the data. Whatever the data you are giving, the information, it is getting stored. Variables are nothing but which is storing the information. Now, in Python, the variables are dynamic. You don't need to write the data type. Automatically, it will only consider. If you write A is equal to 20 means, it will only consider according to that. If you write B is equal to 20.5 means, automatically it will not take. You don't need to separately write the data type name also. It will only take automatically. You have to directly assign to the variable only. It is very simple syntax. I told you, right? But in other programming languages, you have to assign the data type. But in this, no need to assign the data type. Now, earlier I have told you one example called as building and house name, all these things. Now, tell me, is building address is there, right? Address will be like this. For example, 2-10-40/C/B, something. Either you are having dash or oblique. And with respect to numbers and alphabets. Why you can't take your house address as at the rate of 24@BCD? Something you can write in your address at the rate of symbol. You can use question mark symbol. You can use with respect to like inverted commas, open symbol, closed symbol. All these special characters also you can use, right? Why you are not using in your house address those symbols? There is a format. Who has given that format? Government of India. So we are following as per the Government of India norms. As per the norms or whatever as per the rules or whatever the guide, rules, norms, guidance, all this comes under same. Okay, as per the Government of India guidance, as per their rules, we have to follow. Similarly, here also we have to follow the Python rules. Python is already created. We are learning that one and we have to form as per the Python rule. We can't go as per my rule. Okay, I'm not going to create the Python. I'm learning the Python, which was already created. I'm just learning that one. I'm not creating something with respect to that. Now, similarly in the Python also, there are certain rules are there. The Python rules are called as Python syntax. The rules are very simple rules. In India, we are having certain rules. In North Korea, Kim is having certain rules. Those rules are worst rules. Our rules are very simple rules. That is Java. This is Python. Assume, example, just comparison purpose. Okay. So here the rules are very simple rules, which will be very friendly and very easy to learn or very easy to understand, very easy to implement also. Right. So the Python rules are called as Python syntax. Already the rules are designed. We have to learn and we have to apply as per the rules. So what are the rules are there? The rules is, first rule is the variable name. Whatever the object name you are going to keep, that name should start with a letter only or underscore character, nothing else. It should start either with a letter or a underscore. No need to write all these notes, just observe, and whatever you can write as per your running notes, you write. Don't write as it is the same sentences. Whatever you have understand, you write that one. And after the class, I'm going to share the entire notes as a PDF file for you in the drive, and the drive is going to be lifetime. Okay. So I'm going to upload the notes immediately, and I will share you the drive link also. You can open the drive link and you can download everything you can do, whatever you want. Okay. Now, just from your perspective, whatever you have understand, write your running notes only, not as it is same sentences. Same sentences will be available after the class in the notes. No need to write the same thing. You're not here for the copy to paste work, right? Understand, and whatever you can write, write in the running notes. If you're not able to write, miss, don't write. If you choice is yours. If you write, miss, you'll get the subject. If you don't write, miss, others, right? Choice is yours. Now, a variable name must start with a letter. It should start with a letter or the underscore. This is the rule number 1. Second rule, the variable name cannot start with a number. You can't start the variable name with a number. And third rule, the variable name consists of only alphanumeric. Alphanumeric means first alphabet followed by numeric. Alphanumeric means A1, A2, something like this. 1A is not called as alphanumeric. It is numeric alpha. First letter is numeric followed by alpha is there. This is alpha followed by numeric is there. So this is called as alphanumeric. So Python variables contains only alphanumeric characters, and underscore is the only special character is accepted. No other special characters are accepted, like question mark, like space. Not even space is also accepted. No other special character, any other character like exclamatory mark, at the rate of, none of them is accepted. Only apart from underscore, none of them is accepted. It is going to take with respect to small a to z, caps lock A to Z. Anything is okay. Similarly, numbers 0 to 9, anything is okay. Special character, only underscore is accepted, right? And that too, it has to start either with a letter or underscore. If you want to start with, you can start with the underscore. Rule number 4, the variable accepts only underscore. No other symbol is accepted. None of them is accepted. Okay, including the space. And rule number 5, the variable names are case sensitive. Case sensitive means small ag. Age is different. Caps lock ag, this is different. Both are different variables. For example, ag is equal to 10. This one 20. Now, if you ask what is there inside this one, miss, 10 is there, 20 is there, 10 is there. You can't say with respect to 20. Both are case sensitive. Each letter is a sensitive. Each letter there is a difference. That is called as case sensitive. But whereas some other programming languages like SQL, if you consider SQL, it is not case sensitive. If you write a small letters SCLCT, or if you write caps lock SCLECT, answer will be the same. It is not a case sensitive language. Example is SQL, which we are going to learn in the further. That language is not a case sensitive language, whereas this language is a case sensitive, right? And the last rule is it can't accept the reserved words. These reserved words are also called as keywords. What are the list of reserved words? Means these are the list of reserved words. Total 36 reserved words are there. These 36 reserved words cannot be accepted. Why? Because they are having some other meaning in the Python. These words are having some other meaning. So that meaning will be deviated. For that reason, it is not going to accept. Now, sir, that these 35 words I have to by heart. No need to by heart. By end of the time, you will understand each of the word. Now, what is the meaning of each of the word? If I explain this, today only the Python will be completed. In next half an hour, the Python will be completed. Right? Understanding this each word only the entire Python. Right? So these 35 words we have to see one by one, and these 35 words are the reserved words. Out of infinite number of words, these 35 you have to remove. Infinite number of words are there. A1, A2, A3, ABC1, ABC2. Like this, you can create number of words are there, na? Variable names. Out of which 35 you can't use as the variable name. Apart from these 35, you can use anything. Right? Now, sir, okay, you are saying that we are going to learn in the further. But how I can understand now itself? Means, for example, tomorrow I am practicing. while practicing whether it is a keyword or not, how I can know, miss? There is an option. It is going, whenever you are using the keyword, automatically the color will change. That is the indication. If the color changes, miss, assume that it is a reserved word you should not use. If the color has not changed, miss, it is a normal word and you can continue. Okay. Now, let us start. Variable assignment. This is the heading. In the markdown, I have written the cell as markdown. In that, I have kept the heading. If you want main heading, miss, 1 hash. Within that subheading, you want, miss, double hash. If you want to reduce the third heading, triple hash. Fourth heading. As the number of hashes increases, the size of the heading will decreases. The main heading, Python. In that subheading, Python variable assignment. Like this, we are going to write now. Heading to heading, the same thing. Right? Now here, this is the cell. I'm going to clear the outputs. Just give me a minute. Yes. Now, let us take this cell number 1. First line. Tell me only if there is first line. There is no second line. Forget. Don't see this one. Okay. Don't see these 2 lines. Just observe only the first line. Now, what is the first line? Which is a comment. Simply, it is a comment. After the comment, though it is a space is there also, still it is considered as a comment, which will be ignored by the Python. Just you have written for your understanding purpose. This is your first variable assignment. You are starting from now. This is your first one. Right? Now, A is equal to 9. Now, focus only on the second line. First line is completed. Second line, only focus on the second line. What is meant by A is equal to 9? Now, 9 value will be assigned to A. What happens in the backend? It is going to create an object. It is going to store the value 9 and it is going to name it as A. First baby has to born. After that, name has to be given. Not first name followed by this one. Not this one. Sorry, not after object. You should not write first A followed by this one. Not this one. First 9 followed by A. First you have to write the number 9 followed by A. First, this object is created based on the value, not based on the name. Object was created based on the value followed by the name was assigned to this. Sir, how I can understand? We'll see one by one. I will explain why it is like that and how we can know that one it has designed in that way only. How we are saying all these things. We'll see one by one. Okay. Now, whenever you have written A is equal to 9, it is going to create an object called as 9 and it is going to store the value of 9 inside this object and naming as A. It gives the A. That is the meaning of second line. Second line is completed. Now, whether the second line will be executed or not, because here the variable name, left side, whatever you are having is called as variable name. The left side part is called as variable name and right side part is called as value. Whatever the value you want to store, that value. Okay. This is called as value and this is called as variable name. Variable name or also called as object name. Right? Now, third one is third line. Print A. Print A means it is going to print what is there inside the A object. It is going to identify in the backend is there any A variable is available or not. First it will check. Okay, it is available means then whatever the value is there, it is going to create. It is going to print. So now it is going to print the 9. That is the third line of code. In this way, we are going to understand each and every line. I'm not going to type in front of you. I'm going to explain each and every letter to letter. My explanation will be more than typing. My priority is not for the typing. My priority is for explaining. No need. Directly, if you want to print the variable, just you have to write print and directly write the variable name. This is the syntax. Print variable name is the syntax. Directly write the variable name, whatever the variable name is there. Is that clear? Now, second one, example number 2. A is already first one completed. In the backend, already it is object of 9 with A is there. Once the cell was executed, and it has given with a number miss, in the backend, the object will be created. The object will be running till that this Jupyter notebook is closed. Till that time, it will be running only. In the backend, automatically the values will be stored and the objects will be remains as it is. Okay, till you close the entire Jupyter notebook, it will run as it is. Now, A is equal to 2.0, caps lock A. Now, what it is going to do? It is going to create a new object of 2.0 and it is going to assign a value of a for this like this. And I'm asking print a. Print a means caps lock a. What is there inside the caps lock a? It is going to say like this. Now, these are the two cells. Now, if I'm asking print C, print variable name called as C. Is there any variable name C? No variable name. Na? So it is going to throw an error called as name error. With that C, there is no object. In this Jupyter notebook, there is no object. Whatever till now you have executed only. In the future, there might be. That is ignored. Now you are saying only with respect to print C. In the backend, I have executed only A and caps lock A, small a. Only two objects are there. Very small C. So since small c is not available, so it is going to give with respect to called as name error. Name error means that particular object is not available. That is the meaning of name error. You have to write in your notes this one. First, you have to understand the error and why this error is coming so that you can rectify that one easily. Name error means that name is not available. That name with that name, no object is not there. For example, let us execute C is equal to 45. Okay, executed. C is equal to 45. Now, once again, C is equal to print C. I'm executing after this cell, I'm executing this cell. Now, what is the order? First one, this one, followed by this one. Now, this one I'm executing. Now, before the execution, what is the output of this one? It is going to create an object 45 with respect to C. Now, print C. Within the C, what is there? 45 is there. So, 45 will be executed. Right? So, here, whatever the numbers are there, it is in the order. That order, it is going to save the values. These cell numbers, whatever the cell numbers are there. So, you have executed this one followed by this one. Okay. If you want to bring this one to top means, just you have to click on the arrow mark up. If you click on the arrow mark up means, it is going to come to the top. Right? Now, Z is equal to SRK. So, now the values, whatever the values are there, values generally of two types. One is called as numeric, one is called as text. Generally, any value, any information will be of two types, either value wise or text wise. If it is a numeric, okay, Rani. Okay, if it is a numeric, numeric values generally will be without decimal, with decimal. Without decimal, with decimal. Two options you'll have. Right? Text means normal text only. Any text. Right? Numeric. If you want to assign any value, directly you have to take, for example, example number 1. A is equal to 2. Example number 2. A is equal to, B is equal to 25.4. Directly you can write. Whenever you want to assign a text, the text should be inverted commas. The text should be inverted commas. That is the Python syntax. The text, whatever the information, whatever the value of text is there, any text value should be in the inverted commas. Whenever the value is there inside the inverted commas, it will be considered as a text only. So whenever you want like a Siva, something you are writing like this. So now, whenever there is a letter, automatically you have to use this one. Sir, for example, I have used it like this. Now, still it is considered as a text only. Still it is considered as a text only. It is not considered as a number. It is considered as a text only. Whichever is there inside the inverted commas, it is considered as a text. Okay. Whenever you want to use an alphabet, at least one alphabet is there also, you have to use this one. Sir, I am having Siva at the rate of 123. It is the password. Don't try. Example I am saying. Okay. Don't try with my mail ID or something like that. Example only. Okay. So now whenever you are having like this password, now inverted commas. At least one special character or one text data is there also, you have to use inverted commas. If there is no special character, no text, then you go with directly 1, 2, 3 like this. A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Is that clear? So now here, this one is considered as a text. So since it is a text, I want to assign to this one. Now, earlier, what is the objects were created? A is equal to 9, 9 with A. 2.0 with caps lock A. So I have shown you with a numerical value without decimal, with decimal. And now I'm going to show you the third one called as text, which is SRK. It is going to store the variable called as a value called as SRK in a variable name called as Z. It is going to creep in the Z. And print Z. So what is there inside the Z SR is there? So SR is printed. Now A1 is equal to 40. It is as per the Python syntax. As per the Python syntax, what is the rules are there? First letter should be alphabet or numerical. It is accepting. Okay. Any other special characters are there? No. So it is following as per the rule. So there is, as per the rule, it is following means it is going to create an object called as 40 and with A1. It is going to create a new object called as 40 with A1 and it is going to print what is there inside the A1 means 40. So it is following as per the rule now. So it is executing. Now this one A underscore 1. It is as per the rule. First letter is alphabet and special character only underscore. Okay. Again, it is as per the rule. So it is going to create 60 and A underscore 1 is the name. Okay. Since it is as per the rule, it is following. Now this one 1A is equal to 50. This is not as per the rule because it is starting with the numerical value. So I'm going to get an error called as syntax error. Syntax error means you are not following the Python rule. That is the meaning. Syntax means rule. Syntax error means rule error. You are not following the rule. That is the meaning. Syntax error means you are not following the rule of the Python. That is the meaning of syntax error. Now it is name error and syntax error. Both the errors are clear. What is meant by name error means that particular object name is not available. And syntax error means it is not following as per the Python rule. Both the errors are clear. Whenever you observe the syntax error, you have to remember that it is not following the Python rule. Some rule you have missed. Right? Now, yes, anything. Just the print options is the one more separate is there. We'll see one by one. We'll see one by one slowly. Right? Now, let us take in this case A at the rate of 1. And I want to print A at the rate of 1. I have written 2 lines of code. Now tell me, first this line. As the Python interpreter, first it will come to this line. Now A underscore 1 is equal to 60. Is this okay? No. Now what I'm going to get? Syntax error. Now the syntax error, now it will come to the second line or not? It will not come to the second line. That is the Python. In the Python, it will not even check in the second line what is there. It will stop the moment the error is encoded. It will stop there only. See now, just let me execute in this. See, in the third line, the answer is correct. Print, for example, A. Print A is normal. A is already 9 is there. Na? This is okay. But the problem is in the first line. Since the problem in the first line, directly it is going to show A at the rate of 60, syntax error. We can't assign the value. Since the first line only not assigned, it is not even checking the second line, third line. What is there inside that? In the fourth line, something is there. It will not even check. If you execute also, it will not check. It will stop in the first line only. Na? It has to come to fourth line means first line has to be completed, right? First line only error is there means what is there about the fourth line? Fourth line error is there means what happens? If fourth line error is not there means what happens? No problem. So it is going to work in that way. It is not a compiler language. It is an interpreter language where it is going to execute only one line at a time and it will check whether there is an error in the first line. If this line is okay only, it will come to the second line. If the problem is there, it will stop. And you are going to see, actually the problem is here. For example, in the second line also, I'm going to give the problem. Print, I'm not going to give the complete name. Print, PRIN only I have given. So if other programming languages means it is going to show the error in the first line, second line. 2 lines at a time, it is going to display. In my case, only 1 line. Only 1 error at a time. First, I have to rectify this one. Okay, rectified. Again, let me execute. Now, second error it is showing. After executing the first error only, it will show the second error. If there are 10 errors also there, only 1 error at a time, it is going to display. So that is easier to debug for the students. From the student's perspective. From the developer perspective, that is you are working in a company, for you anything is okay. Na? That is not a problem. You are already a developer, you are an experienced person, you know everything. Then what is the question? For the persons who are learning for the first time, that should be easy. That is the reason Python is easy, we used to say. But the same thing whenever it is in the other programming languages like C programming, now it is going to show line number 1 is error, line 2 is error, like this, all the errors it will display at a time. But here it is going to display only 1 error at a time. Now in this cell, for example, first line is there, second line is there, third line is there. Now first cell, there is no error. Okay, first line, no error. Second line error. So it is going to show the error in the second line. What is meant by this PRIN? What is meant by PRIN? It is going to show the problem. Now, whether the first line has executed or not, how we can see? Miss, just ask print A underscore 1. Ask this one. So 60. The above cell already A underscore 1 was executed and it is printing. Means this particular line is executed. The problem in second line means what happened with the first line? What is the mistake made by the first line? So I will execute. It says like this. The problem is here. There is no problem now. So I will execute. Irrespective, independent to each other. Each line is independent to each other. Got the point? Is that clear? Interpreter, can you see now? If it is a compiler language, means all the lines has to be executed at a single shot. Since it is an interpreter, line to line. And in each line, what happens also we can understand very clearly. What is the meaning of that? If I remove this one, what happens? If sorry, for example, this one, print is there. Let us write print. Print. Now, this is like this. The next print underscore at the rate of A underscore 1. But I have not closed the bracket. I told you the Python syntax is print, open bracket, closed bracket, within that variable name. You have to write the variable name. This is the syntax. If you're not following the syntax, what happens? It is going to throw an error called as syntax error only. It is the rule now. You are not following the rule. As per the rule, open bracket, close bracket. If instead of open bracket, you are selecting the square bracket, again, that is also not rule as per the rule. You have to use only the normal brackets only. Parentheses only you have to use. You can't use the square brackets. You can't use the curly braces. This is the syntax for which the Python was designed. You have to use that one only. You can't use others. Is that clear, guys? That is the meaning of syntax error. And that too, whenever you get this EOF, the word of EOF, the meaning is either you have missed the bracket or inverted commas, something like this. EOF will say that one. By seeing the EOF, we can say that bracket was missed. Bracket or inverted comma, something is missed like this. Right? Is that clear, guys? Next, if is equal to 5. So just observe this one. First I am writing I. I is equal to 5. Accepted. I is in the black color or green color. Now, whenever I am writing IF, automatically it has done the green color. Again, IF is no problem. If I am using with respect to IFA, no problem. IAF, no problem. But whenever I am using only this one, it is going to convert to green color. This is a reserve word. The reserve words you can't use as the variable name. It is not as per the Python syntax. Clear, guys? So variable names rules is this one. Done? Clear? Now, next one. How to assign the multiple values. So generally, if you want to assign A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to 30. Instead of writing 3 lines of code, in Python, we can write in 1 line of code, A, B, C is equal to 10, 20, 30. In English, we are having the word called as respectively. Do you remember? What is meant by respectively means automatically it will be assigned to in the order, whatever the order. So A will be considered as 10, B will be considered as 20, C will be considered as 30. Either you can write in this way or this way. Choice is yours. If you write also, it will execute. If you write this one also, it will execute. No problem. Here, as a data scientist, we are not going to focus on the coding. This is not the developer course. We want to bring to the shortcut code. This is not importance of shortcut code. Here, the importance of data science will not be with respect to bringing the shortcut of code. The importance will be with respect to analysis of the code only. In the future classes, you will understand that one. As of now, just I am explaining the Python. Based on the Python, next further classes, we'll do the entire data science using the Python only. Right? If you directly start the data science course, means you'll not understand the Python code now. So, A is A, B, C is equal to 10, 20, 30. A is assigned with 10, B 20, C 30. Now, for example, you have written A, B is equal to 10, 20, 30. Now, A will be 10, B will be 20. For C, no variable is there, means it is going to throw an error. Completely error. It will not assign. Similarly, A, B, C is equal to 10, 20. Then also it is error. Left side the number of variables and right side the number of values should be the same. So A, B, C is equal to 10, 20, 30 means it is going to create an object 10 with A, 20 with B, 30 with C. It is going to do in the backend like this. Right? And if you ask print A, print B, print C is within the A10, within the B20, within the C30. So I have clearly written the note also. Make sure the number of variables matches the number of values, or else you'll get an error. If both of them, any one of them is less also, you'll get an error. If one of them is high also, you'll get an error. Both of them should be matched. It is going to work on the concept respectively. For example, here 40 is there also, it will throw an error. If it is 10, 20 also, it will throw an error. In the both the cases, error only. Okay. If one of them is high also, it is error only. Now, similarly, with one value, you can assign to the multiple variables. A, we want to assign with AI. B also you want to assign with AI. C also you want to assign AI. For example, A is equal to AI. First line you have written like this. Second line you have written like this. Third line you have written like this. Instead of writing this one, A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to AI. Means all the variables will be considered with AI. Now, what in the backend it is going to create AI, and first A is equal to A. For the same AI, B. For the same AI, C. Alias, my name is Sivaram Krishna. Full name is Sivaram Krishna. Alias SRK. If you call me SRK sir also okay. If you call me Sivaram Krishna also okay. Some people will call me as Shiva only. Some people will call as Sivaram. Some people will call me as Ram Krishna. My father will call me as Krishna. Anything is same. Right? Alias. Same way. Now, in this Python, the objects, the most important point, and everyone has to write in your notes. 100% you have to write in your notes. The first point is, in Python, the values, the objects, whatever the objects are there, the objects are created based on the values, not based on the name, not based on the variable name. Okay, object is created based on the value, not based on the name. For one, point number 2, for one value, one object only. For one value, one object only. But names can be infinite. Names can be infinite for that particular object. Names can be infinite for that particular object. For a particular object, names can be anything, but value will be 1. For one value, one object only. For example, A is equal to 10, B is equal to also 10 means first line. 10 will be created with an object. So in Python, the objects are created based on the value. So 10 object is created followed by the name. Okay, that is the meaning of that first line. Second line meaning is for one value. For example, already 10 object is created. Now no need to create one more time of 10 object separately. If you create like this, now you are giving the priority for the names. Now here in the Python, it is a memory efficient. Memory efficient means for all 10 is there. For 10 only you ask B, keep the B. If you want what is there inside the A also 10 only, inside the B also 10 only. Print A means 10, print B means 10. For that, why to create 2 objects? Why to waste the space? It is a memory efficient. Python is a memory efficient. Memory efficient means it is going to create for one value, one object only, not multiple objects. Right? A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 10 also means 10 will be created and both A and B will be assigned to that. Sir, okay sir, you are saying that one. Now, how I can know? For example, A is equal to 10. You have written the code. Okay. 10, name A. Fine, sir. You explain this one. Okay. Assume that this is only correct. Now, B is equal to 10. Sir, I am assuming, this is with respect to 10 with A, 10 with B, or 10 with AB. For the same object, AB is the names. This is option number 1. This is option number 2. 2 options are there. Whether this is correct or this is correct, how I can see? You are explaining, okay. How I can see? Just see the IDs. See the same thing. How I am going to do means address. For one building is one means for that 2 different addresses will be there. Is that possible? Is that possible for any one building? Two addresses are there? No, right? Simple. So I'm going to get the address of the object. For example, A is equal to 10. And I'm going to get the address of this one. Address is given by ID. ID of variable name. Whatever the variable name, you have to write the variable name inside this. This is the syntax. Now it is going to give me the address. This is the address. So somewhere it has created in my memory space, somewhere 10 with A, and this is the address. Sir, where it is going to be stored in the memory space, how this number was allocated, these things are not important for me. Here, I'm not going to focus on the memory space or the location of all these things. I'm not a database developer or with respect to that. Okay, so this is not important for me. No need to focus on unnecessary things. This is waste of for me. In my entire real life of 10 years or 12 years of experience, never I have used that one. So what is the meaning of that also? I don't want. Right? Now, similarly, B is equal to 10. Now tell me, B is equal to 10, whether it is going to create a new object of B, this one, or for this only it is going to see miss. Let us observe. B is equal to 10 and ID of B. Both the addresses are same. Both the addresses are same miss. What is the meaning? Both are indicating to the same object. If addresses are different miss, objects are different. For example, let us try with the B is equal to 20 and ID of B. Address is different. Nah? It is not same, right? Address is same, is objects are different. So 10 object is different, 20 object is different. This is A, this is B. Can you see the ID? Is the ID is same or different? So different means different objects. If the ID is same, is same object. That's it. Is that clear, guys? In this way, we can see whether it is assigning to the same object or a different object. Let us try. A is equal to 10. B is equal to also 10. Same. Let us execute this one. So already the same thing. Let us try C is equal to 10 and ID of C. Again, same address. K is equal to 10 and I am assigning ID of K. I am asking what is the object, where the address of this object is a miss. Again, same. Miss, what happened? First, it has taken the A is equal to 10. It has created object of 10 with A. For the same thing, B. For the same thing, C. For the same thing, K. Like this, infinite names can be taken for the same object. Is that clear? So in the Python, the objects are created based on the value, not based on the name. If the objects are created based on the name is, then first A with 10, B with 10, C with 10, it will create like this. It has to do the process in this way. But here the process is first 10 for that name. That is the difference. This is the basic and most important one to understand the concept called as mutability. One of the most important interview question in the Python. To understand that one, this is the basic one. If you understand this one, that one will be easy. Is that clear, guys? Now, in the Python, the latest value, for example, you are assigning A is equal to 10. Okay, object 10 with A created. Keep this one side. Now, A is equal to 20. Now, what it is going to do? A is equal to 10. Already is there. Now, A is equal to 20. Now, what it is going to do? Option number 1. Option 1 is, it is going to already has the 10. Now, it is going to erase the value and it is going to replace the value 20 like this. It is the option number 1. Option number 2, it is going to create a new object of 20. It will assign the A for this. Which one we miss? In the Python, the objects are created based on the value. So it is going to create a new object for 20 and the name of A. Sir, already name of A with 10 is there now, the old one will be deleted automatically. It will be collected by the garbage collector. Dustbin. Dustbin will come and clean it. Garbage collector means dustbin. Okay. Dustbin will come and collect the unnecessary things. So now see here, A is equal to Siva. I have written A is equal to Siva. Print A. What is there inside the A? First, tell me what is the meaning of this code. It is going to create an object called as Siva for that name of A. This is the meaning of this line of code. What is the meaning of this code? Print A. Within the A, what is there? Siva is there. It has to print Siva. ID. ID of A means, what is the ID means? Address. It has to give me the address. Okay. Address. Siva and address. It has created an object called as Siva, name of A, and some address is there for that. Okay, done. Completed. Now, I'm writing with A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. Now, a new object of 10 will be created, name A. Execute. First, let us ask what is there inside the A. First, let us print A. Whether SRK is there, 10 is there. 10 is there. Now 10 is there. Whether it has replaced in the old object or it has created a new object, how I can know that one? Check the ID. If the ID of the previous one and the ID of this one is same, is in the same object only it has replaced. Address is same, object is same. In that only it is replacing. Now it is creating a new address. New address means new object. So it is going to create a new object 10 like this. Yeah. Now what happened to the old one? Automatically deleted. If you're asking print M means 10 only is printing. Siva is not there. So now I want to print Siva means you can't print. The variable is not there. Siva is not, value is gone away. Now I want to store both of the things means you have to assign to two different variables. Don't assign to the same variable. That is important. And this is also important means then assign to a same variable. Is that clear? In this way, we can assign the variables. Any doubts? Yeah, someone. So in the Python, the values are assigned based on the values. And in the Python, the objects are created based on the values, not based on the names. Is that clear? Both the points. And in the Python, the latest value will be stored, not the previous value. Only the latest value, and automatically the previous value will be deleted automatically. This is the third point which you have to write in the notes. Right. Third point. In the Python, the objects, the variables will store the latest value, whatever the latest value you have assigned. Whatever the latest value you have assigned, it is going to store the latest value. And the old values will be deleted automatically. The old values will be deleted automatically. Only the latest values will be stored. For example, A is equal to 20, B is equal to 40, C is equal to 32, and B is equal to 48, and C is equal to 54, and print B. What is the answer? This is the question in the Microsoft. As of now, it is funny only, right? But the Microsoft team will focus only on the fundamentals. Just after the class, you type in Microsoft questions on Python, you will get in that one of this question. 100% you will get. Not all the questions, basic question. Only one question you will get like this. Sometimes it will ask only print A. This is still more comedy. What is the value of A? So not even assigned. New value is not even assigned. Sometimes it will ask with respect to C. Right? Now the logical question will come. Just apply. Now we will see your brains, whether you are applying the logic or not. Let us see this one. In the Jupyter notebook, there is a cell. These are called as cells in the Jupyter notebook. Remember, this is a cell in the Jupyter notebook. This is the cell in the Jupyter notebook. A is equal to 40. A is equal to 50. This I have written in the separate cell. This is I have written in the separate cell. First, I have executed this one. This is the line number 1, which I have executed. This is line number 2, which followed by execution. Now what? Print in the line number 3. Print A, I have written. What is the output? Down, what will be there? 40 or 50? Though you have written this one also in the order, you have not executed. You have not executed. See, just observe. I'm writing 3 lines of, I'm going to take 3 empty cells. Okay, in the first cell, I'm writing A is equal to 50. Okay, in the second cell, I'm going to take A is equal to 40. In the third cell, I'm writing print A. If I execute in the serial order, automatically A is the 40. But I'm not executing. I'm not executing. First, I'm executing this cell. 31. Means now first in the backend already with A of 40 is there with A. When the moment I execute this one, it is going to create an object like this. Now I executed this cell. Now with respect to 50 with A, and the old one will be deleted. It is going to create a new object called as 50 because value has changed. So new object will be created. And A, and the old object will be created because A already used. Now what is the value of A, miss? Right? So whatever the order you are executing is more important, not the order which is there in the Jupyter notebook. Right? This problem is only in the Jupyter notebook or interpreters only. But whereas in PyCharm, there is no problem because in the PyCharm automatically everything will be considered as a compiler. If it is compiler, means order automatically will be taken. Okay. Is that clear, guys? Now, next question. How to delete a variable? For example, A is equal to 50 is there. If I click on this one, this is called as cut. There is a symbol called as cut. This is ID. Na? ID is having the special symbols like this, where I can use easily. So the cell was cut. The cell is cut means the meaning is the cell was erased, not the object is erased. Now, what is the value of A? Print A. If I ask print A, 50 only. Sir, cell you have deleted na? Cell deleted, but value was not deleted. If you want to delete a variable, you have to use a concept called as del. A is equal to 10 and you are using del space, you have to use del. Syntax is del space. After they have to be space, then you have to write the variable name. This is the syntax. Del space variable name. So you are writing A is equal to 10. What is the backend code of this one? It is going to create an object of 10 with A. Now, whenever you have used the del A, it is going to take the eraser like this. Means in the garbage collector, it is going to erase the entire object, not the value. Object will be erased. Object is erased means automatically inside the value also will be erased by default. So you are going to erase the entire value. Now, what is there in the A? If you ask A means what is there inside the A? Nothing is there because 10 you have assigned and automatically A also deleted. Now the latest value of A is 10. That too you have deleted A. Now what? Now you are going to get the name error. A is not defined. First, what is the things? Just observe once again. First, you have written A is equal to 10. That is object of 10 with A created. Previously, how many A's are there? Everything has been erased by default. Okay, that is by default. Now, specially, you have written the del space A. Means this one also you are using this one. Now, where is A? Nothing is there, right? So, it is going to throw a name error. Is that clear? Now, for example, you have assigned A is equal to A comma B, multiple variable assignment. A comma B is equal to 10 comma 20. Now, what is the meaning of this? 10 with A, 20 with B, right? Now, you are deleting only A object. A object is deleted. Okay, deleted A object. Now, what happened with respect to A is A is not available, name error. What happened with B? B will be asterisk, na? 20. No problem with the 20. B will be asterisk. You have deleted only A. Sir, if I want to delete multiple variables, del space variable names, variable 1 comma, variable 2 comma, variable 3, like this infinite variable names you can delete at a time. This is the syntax. And if you ask with respect to what is there inside the A, print A, means it is going to throw an error. If you ask print B, error, because you have deleted A and B, whereas C, it will be asked, it will be available 30. There is no problem with the C. Is that clear, guys? Any questions? So, in today's class, we have understand what is meant by variable and how to assign the variable name, what are the rules for the variable name, and how to create the objects and how to delete the variable. Single variable name we have seen, multiple variable names also we have seen, and how to delete the single variable and how to assign the, how to delete the multiple variables. This is the today's class. And in tomorrow's class, we are going to focus on the print statement, how the prints will work, how to print at a time multiple variables, how to print a single value, how to print the text data, how to print the numerical data. All these things we are going to see in the tomorrow's class print, detailedly about the print and what are the different types of print options are there. That will be in the tomorrow's class, right? And sir, please clear our doubts. So please repeat why A is equal to 50 comes. For example, you have first see, though you have written A is equal to 40, A is equal to 50. Okay. Now print A. Now here just you have written only, not executed. this and not executed cell. If you execute only, the value will be assigned. If you don't execute, it will not assign. Here, for example, I have written that I is equal to 40. Means I will be 40. Yeah? Until you execute, it will not execute. First, you have to execute now. Now, just you have written I is equal to 40 means in the Python, the value will not be assigned with I. Unless you execute, it will not assign. The moment you execute only, it will assign. Now, first, this is I. Now, first, which one you are going to execute? Which cell you are executing? That one it is going to store. For example, if I executed this cell first, this cell I am executing first. First, I is equal to 50 means first 50 will be created and I. If I am executing this cell, 40 will be created and I. Which one I am executing first? According to that, the object will be created. As per your execution, though you have written this one, it is not mandatory. Right? In the textbook, we are having the page number 1, page number 2, page number 3 like this, textbooks. But it is mandatory that you have to read the page number 1 to read the page number 2. Directly we will open that page number 2. If the important questions is there in the page number 2, directly we'll go to that page only. Okay. For example, there is a pages of 300 pages of textbook is there. We'll identify only the important questions and we'll identify whichever the pages are important. For example, the first question is most important question is in the page number 50. Okay, 50, page number 50 and 55. These are the important page numbers. Then why the author of the textbook can also create the page number 50 only? Why he has created 1 to 49 pages? Time pass. Or to make the textbook this much of lengthier. You know that 50 pages is important. Means author also knows that page number 50 only will be important, right? Then he can create directly the 50 page number only, right? Why he has created 1 to 49? In the exam perspective, 50 page number is important means directly 50 is sufficient. Why to write the 1 to 49 pages? Why to create the textbook of 1 to 49 pages? For learning 50, you have to come in this way. If you come in the sequential order, the subject is easy. If you move in as per your order, temporary purpose will be solved, not the permanent purpose. For the permanent, if you want to learn the subject permanently and you want to remember for lifelong, come in the serial order. Not as per the important topics, not as per the important questions or nothing like that. So here in this particular classes, there is no important questions. There is no important interview questions. Nothing important is there. I'm going to discuss each day, everything whatever I'm going to discuss is important.